Meteorologist Joe Ranieri joins us now. Joe, these early sunsets have been killing a lot of people, but you've got some good news for us.
I do. And Blair, there was a 3-week stretch there going back to November all the way into parts of December where our sunsets were starting right around 4:30. Well, today is the first sunset of the 5 o'clock hour. Last time we saw that, you have to go back to early part of November. So tonight, sunset 5 o'clock. Going into another week on the 27th, we'll be looking at a sunset of 5:10. In 2 weeks, it gets even better at 5:20. And then in 3 weeks, on February 10th, we'll be seeing a sunset at 5:31. So our days are slowly getting a little bit longer. And as we look at the weather headlines over the next few days, we're going to be staying cold. Our weather pattern really doesn't change a whole lot. And when I say we're going to be staying cold, that means overnight lows in the mid to the upper 20s. No watches and warnings because of the cold, but it is going to be chilly throughout the coast, the valley, and especially throughout the Clem River Gorge. And without much of cloud cover overnight, we are going to be seeing more widespread frost over the next couple of mornings. Staying dry, next chance of rain, Blair, it doesn't arrive until late Thursday into Friday. Even then, it's going to be relatively light in terms of rainfall amounts. And we basically have been bone dry for the last 7-8 days, and that includes the Oregon Cascades. I'll talk about that in a second. But in terms of temperatures, tomorrow morning, you're going to be looking readings in the upper 20s, low 30s, up and down the I-5 corridor. So yeah, it's going to be the kind of the time of the year where you want to dress in extra layers as you head the kids out to the bus stop and of course recess as well. But again, we're going to be seeing a lot of sunshine. We warm up relatively quick. We'll be topping out with daytime highs in the low 40s, and that's going to be kind of the trend over the next couple of days. So tomorrow we'll be looking at some temperatures in the afternoon right around the low 40s. Basically the next 5-6 days are going to be below average temperatures. We should be topping out close to 48. I don't really have a 48 degrees in the long-range forecast. Widespread frost, basically Tuesday, Wednesday, and the Thursday morning, and we stay very cold overnight as well. But again, by the afternoon, lots of sunshine, but very crisp temperatures, thanks in part to this ridge of high pressure that's really not going to be changing much over the next couple of days. Now, this is the time of year, Blair, where we typically see some weather patterns come in and we give maybe a threat of some snow, maybe ice. We haven't had any threat of a winter event here in the metro area or the valley so far this winter, or going back into December as well. As we look at futurecasts, here we are tomorrow afternoon. Some clouds will filter in, high clouds by midday, but again, they melt away pretty quick because we go back to clear skies a good portion of the day tomorrow. And in terms of rain, no rain in sight for Tuesday, Wednesday, and really into Thursday. But come Friday, some models are trying to bring some rain into the metro area. If that happens, it's going to be very light, and it's going to be late Thursday and into early Friday morning. And then we go back to another pattern of, as you guessed it, sunny, dry, and very cool. This is what we've seen so far this month. We kicked off the year with cool temperatures with some good amount of showers. We're sitting about 2 inches of rain for the entire month of January. Going back to last week, we really haven't seen much in terms of measurable amount of rain, and that trend is going to continue heading into the next couple of days. Temperatures this evening are going to be right around the mid 40s. We topped out in the upper 40s for your daytime high, so basically right on average for this time of year, but going into the rest of the week, it's going to be more of a cool weather pattern. And in terms of snowfall, I talked about how there wasn't really a drop of rain in the metro area the last several days going back to last weekend, and that's going to be the case throughout the Oregon Cascades. The last time you saw some heavy snow was basically 10 days ago, and looking at long-range models, unfortunately, that's not going to be changing. So here's what we can say. It's going to be sunny all week long. What we can't say is when does that really cold Arctic air arrive? What we can say, cool mornings and cool afternoons. That's what we have been seeing. If a valley winter event happens this month, I can guarantee it's not going to happen. So no January weather event like we saw last year. And what we can't say is what could happen in February. But if you look at the last, let's say 5 years or so, February is typically the month where we do see some kind of event. 2 years ago, it was that, Ash Wednesday storm where it happened in the afternoon, snarled traffic for a good portion of the afternoon and evening. We saw basically 9 inches of snow. It's closer to a foot actually by the end of it. And we usually see 4 inches of snow for the entire winter on average. So that was something we could see in February. That's pretty long range to talk about that. But looking at the next couple of days, overnight lows in the upper 20s to low 30s with daytime highs in the mid 40s. And again, like I said, we go back to a similar weather pattern for the last week of January. We'll see a threat of rain come Friday, and then that's gone by Saturday morning, and really by Friday afternoon it's gone. And then we go back to sunny, dry, and cool heading into basically the rest of the month.
I like that. Now where you're standing, if you just move over a little bit, I see 32 degrees and rain. that's bad, right? I mean, that has the potential for
Here's the
freezing.
thing, yeah. But the rainfall amounts are going to be so light. I'm putting in a threat of rain, but I think by the time we go into the Wednesday and Thursday, there's a good chance that rain threat is gone. So don't worry about too much of seeing an event, even though you're seeing those temperatures in the low 30s. One thing I haven't put on my 7-day forecast so far this winter is any drop in snow levels. I haven't done that. No snow level of 500 feet or lower, and I haven't put any snowflakes in the forecast. So hopefully come February, I can do that because I'm ready for a change.
Yeah, me too. Well, thanks so much, Joe. We appreciate it.